Namaskar, Salam Alaikum, Vadakam, Sastri Akal.
You are listening to the Sunday Breath that inspires creatives to pursue their passion and not be discouraged in these tough times.
Today we are here with a special episode on our College Birla Institute of Management Technology's 34th Commencement Day ceremony. On the occasion of Vimtech's 34th Commencement Day, me and my colleague Mitushi will talk about the importance of a good start with our guest Mr. Subhranshu Singh, who is currently the Global Marketing Head at Royal Enfield with more than 21 years of experience in sales and marketing. So we welcome you, sir. How are you feeling today?
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here. I'm doing very well. Thank you.
So we also have Mr. Karthik Balaji. He is pursuing PGDM in finance with minor specialization in BFSI from BIMTech. And he is a great friend of ours. He has been a part of BIMTech for a year now. So Karthik, how are you feeling today and how has your journey been at BIMTech till now?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you both for inviting me to this wonderful show. Starting from how my journey has been till now, I would just like to say that it has been one amazing journey. Back in August 2020, a journey started through online classes. In the beginning, it felt weird, but as a wise man once said, change is the only constant. So I had to get a hold of it. Our teachers did a phenomenal job during these times as they kept the classes interactive so that students can participate more in the class. We had classes starting from morning at 8:45 a.m. and going till 6 in the evening. But our day didn't end here, as we were given group activities and projects that we needed to finish before the deadline. All of this was beautifully managed by our college management. This was a time when I made many online friends. Luckily, in the third trimester, our college started teaching in blended mode, which is nothing but a mixture of offline and online mode. And the way our college organized the timetable for it was commendable. They made a proper schedule and divided the class strength into groups of 2 or 3s as to avoid large gathering. They took all the necessary precautions for COVID-19 so that everyone would feel safe at the campus.
वो कहते हैं ना कि एक शुरुआत जरूरी होती है जिंदगी में कुछ भी हासिल करने के लिए। तो मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा सर कि एक अच्छे स्टार्ट की वैल्यू क्या होती है?
I think the journey to career advancement, because I'm speaking to people who will be doing an MBA program, I think the beginning is always important because you set direction. By choosing to join BIMTech or by choosing to do an MBA, you have already given your future some shape and direction, right? Therefore, it's important to make those choices to start and to start well. I think the important question is also whether you want to be someone or you want to do something. Hopefully you will achieve both, but the world needs people who want to do something, and for that you need to be equipped with learning, exposure, qualifications, networks. People need to respect your ability, and all of that requires constant effort. And I think anything big, anything large in today's world will come one step at a time. So I think the first step, therefore, is very important. And even in the most trained cases, say a person who plays instrumental music at world levels, or let's say a Olympics 100-meter race, right?
Yes, sir.
The start decides pretty much how the rest of it will happen. If you falter at the start, the rest of the journey becomes more troublesome and more difficult. And I'll speak about it subsequently also. It's not to say that if you've not had a good start, you will fail. That's not at all my point. But if you can have a great start, if you can make the right choices, it makes a world of a difference.
So, sir, as we all can see that you have now reached at the top of the ladder, but you started as area sales manager at HUL. So, can you please tell us more about all the new starts in your career?
Oh, yes. Well, firstly, I don't think I've reached the top of anything. I think I'm still learning. I'm as excited about the learning opportunities I get as I was when I first went to management school or engineering college or in my first job. I feel career journey or career achievement is like building muscles. It's you have to constantly be at it. You have to be disciplined, and if you are making the right effort and following the right process, you will add muscle. And that's the way the career journey is as well. If you're doing the right thing, you will have career advancement. But, to me, character of who you are, that is the key to achievement. Being true to who you are, being true to yourself. Even when you are successful in a career, you are the same person inside. So I think the first thing is to ensure that you talk to yourself, that you have self-awareness, that you know the person inside. And after that, you have a series of choices, right? As children, you would have played with those small dense rubber balls called crazy balls.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You bounce that ball, and the first time around, it's no problem. The first bounce, you pretty much know what's going to happen. Of course, it responds and moves faster than a normal ball, but the first bounce is never a problem. The second, the third, the fourth bounce that you cannot anticipate. And your career journeys are a lot like that. The first time around, you will pass out of BIMTech, companies will come to campus, or you will apply, you will get a job. It's after that what you do. One day, 1 week, 1 month at a time, into 20, 30, 40 years, that will decide what kind of success you make of it. Now, you asked me a question about my career journey. I had two defining stints in academic terms. I went to the Birla Institute of Technology at Ranchi to do my bachelor's in engineering. I had a very successful 4 years at engineering between 92 and 96. I learned electronics and communications engineering, but I also vigorously participated in all the co-curricular activities, and I really came to be on my own. I came from a relatively conditioned and sheltered environment, and I had gone to St. Stephen's College to do BSc Physics honors, and about 3-4 months later, when I got through engineering, I joined BIT Ranchi, and I had to learn everything from maintaining a bank account to giving my clothes to the dhobi to doing my tutorials in time, and it really stretched and grew me. And then after that, I joined the Indian Institute of Foreign Trade for my MBA, and again, that was in the year 1997. India had just about 5 or 6 years into economic liberalization. IIFT was changing from an international business course to being a more mainstream MBA program, and yet it was very rich with a focus on the global economy, environmental policy, economic environment, macroeconomy. I got exposed to a number of subjects. There were great people associated with the institution: Professor Vivek Debroy, Professor H. Ashok Chandra Prasad, Professor Bhattacharya, and I learned a lot. So great things were happening in the world, and it was great exposure for me. And then luckily, I did well in campus. I got the first opening for summer training with Hindustan Unilever, and then I got a pre-placement offer with them, which was the first pre-placement offer they'd given at IIFT. And of course, Hindustan Lever became another university for me. I joined in 99 and I left in March 2010. So I'm very grateful to have learned at my engineering college, at my management institution, and at my first job. And I think all of these are important, and we'll talk more about them.
That was indeed a great journey. So, this was about your career. Now, if we go back to your college days, specifically talking about your MBA in International Business Management at IIFT, one of the leading B schools of India, you told us a little about your college life, but we would love to hear your commencement day memories.
Yeah, I mean, I remember going to IIFT. It was a very distinguished institution. It was then headed by a special secretary to the government of India. The first thing that struck me was that it was a small batch. You see, unlike many of my friends and college mates and peers at the IIMs, but those batch sizes were 200, 300 students in any given batch, and IIFT had hardly 60 or 65. So it was a much more familiar setting. You had to work with many more people repeatedly in projects, etc. And on the day of the commencement, I clearly remember, we were brought into this big auditorium, and then we were allocated our classes, our roll numbers. All the professors had a brief orientation. Some reading material was allocated. At the time, my father was posted in Delhi. My father was an IAS officer. He was on deputation to the central government. So I wasn't really a hostler at IIFT. I was a day scholar. But day scholar meant you had to go there at 9 in the morning, and pretty much you went back home only to sleep. And on days when there were, important tests or, all day prep for a presentation, etc., I spent many happy nights at the hostel as well. But I do miss not being in the hostel at IIFT, because I was for 4 years naturally a hostler at BIT Ranchi, and I think that's a big deal as well. But today, the world of technology, the world of remote education, the world of accessing data and educational material has changed so much that I think if I was at IIFT again or at BIT again, it would be a very different experience. But commencement day for everybody at every time, and I remember the same for my engineering school also, is a day of excitement, of great expectation, a little bit of apprehension also. You see new faces, you don't know who you will be friends with, who you will not. But it's always optimism should overshadow any apprehension. So I think it's all about a glorious future and expectations for doing very well in life.
We really hope कि हमें भी अपना commencement day offline मिलता, but it's fine. So this was about the commencement day when things were normal. Now coming to the first batch that experienced the blended mode of study, which is the new normal. We would like to know about this from Karthik, that how was their commencement day?
Well, our commencement day was a happening one. Students, their parents, and guests from various parts of the country participated in our commencement day function. We also had some of our alumni participating in it as well. Our chief guest was Dr. Santrup Mishra, CEO of Birla Carbon and a well-reputed HR practitioner for Aditya Birla Group. Our event started with Saraswati Vandana, and then our college director, Mr. Harivansh Chaturvedi, extended a warm welcome to all of us. He mentioned the importance of being dynamic in life so that we can be ready to adapt to the changes happening around us. Dr. Mishra's thoughts on providing many different views on tackling a situation and how to grow over it also inspired us a lot. So long story short, it was a memorable event with almost a participation of 600 people, and the entire event was done with full zeal and valor.
That was indeed a great sum up of our amazing commencement day. We all have seen the massive shift of the online world to a completely online world, and now finally being in a blended mode of offline and online together. So, how do you think this blended mode of study is affecting the quality of education? We would request Shubhranshu sir to please go ahead with the answer.
I mean, I can only give you an observation from a professional standpoint, because a lot of what we are doing today, I have more than 100 professionals in my team. We are working, we are learning, we have instituted a sharing and lecture series inside Royal Enfield called Red Talks. A lot of these things are happening naturally online. So the world, basically the COVID pandemic related disruption massively accelerated what was already actually a reality, which is that you could do almost everything professionally or in educational terms online. And I think today, Mitushi, it's very important to realize that the means have far exceeded our ability to work them. What I mean by that is, today, as I'm speaking to you, my phone is lying next to me. I have an iPhone 10. I think it has more computing power than existed on the entire planet in 1969, when we sent a man to the moon.
Definitely.
And I know for a fact that an ordinary washing machine has more computing capacity than all of NASA had in 1969 when it sent a man to the moon. So you realize that, the amount of technical advancement that has been made has not really been fully exploited in many traditional ways, and one of them was education. So I welcome, the opportunity to exploit the change of technologies, the availability of data, and the ability for people who are based across the world. I think the world of education will never be the same again. I cannot think of people traveling for a one-day meeting. Before March 2020, when the lockdown began, I was on average about 3 days on a flight, between Chennai, Gurgaon, and Mumbai, where my family happened to be, and very frequently to London as well. So that, I think, has changed. We have realized that people can work remotely. We have realized that people can collaborate effectively remotely. We have realized that people can learn remotely. And this technology enabler is great for us, right? Because अभी तो हम बात कर रहे हैं, जैसे आप बोल रहे थे, only about people learning from people.
Yes.
But ये connectedness तो machine learning from machine में भी होगी.
Yes.
And actually, already there are more connected devices and more devices talking to each other than people are talking to each other, right?
Right.
But I am not suggesting that now that the opportunity has come, only online should be the way. But yes, online is a very effective and a very multiplicative way of sharing and generating learning and knowledge, and that should continue, I feel.
Yes, sir. Very well said, sir. And
Well said,
what
sir.
about you, Karthik? As you have personally experienced both the modes of education, so what are your views on it?
Like Sir said, online education has accelerated the procedure towards future. Indeed. Well said, sir. Well, it has been a roller coaster of an experience, I would say. Coming from an offline mode to an online mode and then finally to blended mode changed me entirely. This transition taught me how a person needs to have control over his mind. Our teachers, without a doubt, were very helpful and paid equal emphasis on students in all these tough times. They were constantly motivating us throughout our journey. The hostel experience helped me understand people of different backgrounds and also taught me the importance of being independent. But this journey has definitely made me be open to various changes and has definitely pushed me outside my comfort zone and helped me become a better person.
Great. A year back, we used this idiom which says the world is so small very frequently, but we didn't actually mean it. But now, when we have internet and online mode of communications with us working at its full potential, we all can now literally connect with this very same idiom.
I feel both of us are a living example of this idiom. We met online, sitting in different corners of the country, started our classes, projects, and now this podcast channel, through which we are being able to connect with different people across the globe and are trying to spread some knowledge and positivity about different fields. Demtech played a vital role of teaching us the importance of networking, which is indeed an important aspect of career building. Because we believe every person has something to teach and we can learn a lot of qualities and values by connecting with people.
So, we would like to take this opportunity and ask Shubhranshu sir his take on networking and building relations in the corporate world.
One important thing is networking is an equation. It is not an inequality, to use a mathematical example. The important thing is that if you want to succeed, you have to be extroverted. Well, I don't mean extroverted mane go and talk to everybody and unnecessarily be aggressive externally speaking. By extroverted I mean have a sense of curiosity and understand what's happening in the world, right? Let me give you a few examples. Say, we say that you have to be ambitious to succeed, right? But what does ambition mean? Let's take the example of, let's say, Tata Steel and Jamsetji Tata, right?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
When he set out to do some of the things that he did, whether it's, founding the Indian Institute of Science or making the Taj Hotel in Bombay or starting Tata Steel in Jamshedpur,
Yes.
there was very little possibility that it would happen successfully, and he could not have done it unless he pulled in many specialists, right?
Yes.
Geologists, architects, engineers, financiers. So that's what I mean by networking, right? These are all examples of companies that have learned by networking, individuals who have learned by networking. That is what I mean by networking. Networking means, how do you make your circle bigger? How do you do more things for people who then in turn do things for you? And remember, you guys are in college at a time when, without a doubt, Asia is the most important place on the planet. Without a doubt,
Definitely.
Asia is going to be the place to be in on the planet for the next 100, 200, 300 years, right? And India is the youngest country in the world at a time when the rest of the world is aging. So, and on top of that, you have technology. So, youngest country, largest population of young people, massive opportunity coming to Asia, huge technology. What else do you want? That you automatically, you have everything ready made for you. All you need to do is then be ambitious, be driven, be method oriented, meet more people, take more risks. Take more risks, because 10 बार ट्राई करोगे, 8 बार फेल होगे, 2 बार मैसिवली सक्सेसफुल बनोगे. अगर आप 2 बार ही सक्सेसफुल होना चाहते हो, आप 10 चीज ट्राई नहीं करोगे. So therefore, networking also means your ability and appetite to embrace risk.
Well said, sir, because if we don't take risks, we will probably never reach our true potential. Keep on living our life in comfort and routine.
That's right.
Now we have come to the end of our show. So we would request our guests to give a small message to the upcoming batch. So Shubhranshu sir, please.
No, I mean, my message is basically one of hope and great inspiration. Frankly, I'm very jealous. I wish I was a student. I wish I was in my 20s and starting my MBA all over again, because I think the world ahead is, for us, it's a small, I think Mitushi was mentioning, it's a small world.
Yes.
We are living in a connected world. We are living in a world that is generating huge opportunity, huge wealth. All of you can hope to be massively successful, massively wealthy, but also massively achievement oriented people, right?
Yes, sir.
And I think my message to all of you is also that enjoy what you do, and the the key to that is to realize what you enjoy doing, and then sharpen your expertise and develop your skills in that area. One other message I'd like to give you is, in my generation, when I went to engineering college, that was the year 1992. 1991 economic liberalization had started. Slowly, software companies started coming to campus, and etc., etc., etc. But we were all oriented for jobs, by and large.
Yes.
I was a gold medalist. My focus was अच्छी नौकरी मिलनी चाहिए, बढ़िया campus selection होना चाहिए,
Yes, sir.
because that was the orientation, that was the background and the context which I came from, and today, if I could rewind, I would definitely try something entrepreneurial much earlier. I would start a business, because I think that helps others as well.
Yes, sir.
I think it helps others. It creates wealth. It creates opportunity. So you should have a telescope in one eye and a microscope in the other eye. Immediately क्या करना है उस पर भी नजर रखनी है, और लंबे समय तक क्या करना, अचीवमेंट का क्या मान है उस पर भी नजर रखनी है. So my message to all of you is work hard, enjoy yourself, develop your skills, but always be true to yourself, retain your character, and all the very best to all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was a really great message. And the best line was that you need to keep a microscope in one eye and telescope in the other eye. And Karthik, now it's your turn to give a message to your junior batch.
Well, as a senior, I would just like to say that new batch has been the lucky and the chosen ones to be studying at BIMTech. So I hope they do stand up to the college's reputation. The college journey is going to be fantastic with many ups and downs, but you have to make sure that you don't lose hope and stay dedicated and resilient towards your goal, and you will definitely be able to do wonders. And like obviously Sir said, enjoy what you're doing and you will find a way to do that job better. I'm looking forward to meet you all in person. All the best, everyone.
Now, not as the host of Sunday Breath, but as a senior, we would like to say that एक सिराज फैजल खान की एक शेर है जो मैं अपने जूनियर्स को कहना चाहूँगा कि वो कभी आगाज कर सकते नहीं, खौफ लगता है जिन्हें अंजाम से. तो now you all have started at BIMTech, so I can say that you all are fearless and you will achieve more and more in your career.
Well said, Mukul. So, juniors, university life will give you much more than just a degree. Get ready for all the adventure.
We are eager to meet you all. So once again, we would like to welcome you all. Reach out to us for anything and everything. Like, share, subscribe to Sunday Breath on Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcast, and follow us on Instagram to stay updated.